In this video, I'm going to be breaking down question 9 of the USMLE's 2024 version of the free 120 sample questions for step 1, which is linked in the description down below. So as usual, if you haven't looked at this question yet, I encourage you to pause the video, try working through the question on your own, and then come back and check out the breakdown. So let's take a look at the question. So as usual, I like to start at the end, figure out what they're asking, and then go back to the rest of the passage and find the information that we need. So they're asking the most likely cause of the neurologic findings for this person is going to be a blockage of which of the following arteries. And so thinking about what question style we're in, is this diagnosis, association, or mechanism? I think some people might say this is an association question. We just need to know what part of the brain controls which thing and which artery goes there. I think we can, if we're a little bit stuck, maybe we can use some mechanistic thinking to get to the answer here. So let's go back to the passage. We have a 65. Honestly, age probably isn't too important. We know that they've got a blockage from something somewhere. Rheumatic valve, that's not so important to me. Right-sided weakness, now we're getting into some hard neuro findings. Inability to speak, that's helpful. And then weakness of the right lower side of the face and difficulty swallowing. So now we have some actual weakness, not just a side, but they're saying specifically what's weak. So that's super helpful. Muscle strength 3 out of 5. They don't really tell us is it upper, lower. So that's a little bit tough for me. And then can understand what is said, but can't repeat words back or answer questions. So we're trying to figure out what is causing this person's weakness in the face, and this weird aphasia thing is going to be a blockage of which of the following vessels. So let's look at this picture here. Now, some people, I think it's easy to panic. Maybe we haven't looked at a picture of the vasculature within the brain in quite a while, and when we're stressed, we can start to sort of forget what we used to know. And so I think first, let's see if there's any big chunks we can get rid of. And so I would say these vessels in the back, C, B, and A, that all looks like posterior circulation stuff. And if we think about posterior circulation, that's like our posterior cerebral artery, the cerebellar arteries, and it doesn't matter which one is which here. And I think some people can get stuck trying to figure out, is this the superior cerebellar? Is this inferior anterior cerebellar? But it doesn't matter. That's not what we need to answer the question, because we're looking for something. If it's affecting the right side, it's going to be either the anterior or the middle cerebral artery that's going to that motor cortex. And so we can just get rid of all three of those. Now, if we're looking at E versus D, so now we've got to look at the hard neuro finding that they actually gave us, which was weakness of the face. And so face, I'm thinking of our homunculus, that picture of the brain with everywhere, what part of the cortex controls which part of the body. And I remember there's that big face on the side, and so I'm going to be thinking of something out in this side that controls that weakness of the face. Now, they also gave us this weird aphasia. I think it could be easy to get stuck here. Like, are they talking about, maybe we don't remember exactly which aphasia goes with which vessel blockage, but they gave us something else that we can anchor on, is that weakness on the side of the face. And so for that reason, I would be looking for something that goes off to the middle lobe here. And I'm liking D better, whereas E, it looks like it goes up this way. If I had to call it something, it looks more like that anterior cerebral artery. And so I'm liking D better for this reason. But I could see somebody wavering and sort of losing confidence and just making a guess between those. But trust what we know, that it's going to be that thing off on the side of the brain. Look for the vessel that's going off in that direction, and that should help us to get this question right. So in this case, just to break down these vessels in case we weren't we had a little uncertainty. So here's our posterior cerebral artery. Here's our superior cerebellar artery. B. A is the anterior inferior cerebral artery, and then we can't see it, but often the back there is going to be our posterior coming off of our vertebral arteries, our posterior inferior cerebellar arteries. So this is a good question, a good picture, I think, that we should be familiar with on test day. This is a very likely thing that they could ask us, is to pick out a vessel on imaging like this. And so totally fair game for us to have to answer something off of a diagram like this. So I'd say study this, be ready for it, but trust what you know. And I think this is where them not really being too specific. They just said muscle strength is 3 out of 5 on the right side. And I don't know, does that mean the whole right side? Does that mean the legs, the arms? And I could see that's where maybe somebody would start wavering a little bit between D and E here. But if we focus on the one hard thing, like I know that at least the middle lobe controls the face. If other stuff is involved, I don't know if E or D controls that, but I know that D controls the face. I'm going to trust that partial piece of knowledge I have, and I'm not going to let them shake me off of an answer with sort of this vague stuff about just 3 out of 5 without really telling me where. So on this question, I would stick with D for that reason. So I hope this was helpful. As always, if you like this video, check out some of the other videos in the series, and I hope this helps you get some extra points on test day.